Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. Today we're going to look at the cover price top 10
Key collector.
books. Oh, key collector. See, I'm totally messing it up. So, key collector top 10
Trending comics.
trending comics. See, I as long as I get poked once in a while by Merc, I will get it right. And then I'll say the wrong thing. The next part is going to be wrong too. It's going to be for collect it. No.
Flip.
No.
Flip. Collect. Forget.
Or forget. See, I was gonna get it. I knew it was CFC. So yeah. Okay, so I messed that up. So welcome to the show. It's going off well.
Started really well, Alan.
Really strong start. Let's see if we can keep it all the way through. So welcome, Mark, to the show again.
Yeah, I don't think Comic Tom and Gem Mint have got anything to worry about in terms of competition so far.
I don't think so. Strangely enough, I don't know why. I could do sound effects, maybe. Okay, so what's the first book on the key collector?
Right, I'm going to need to show my screen. Going on here. There we go. You can see it now, can't you?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually, good. This is the same list that I just saw recently on Comic Tom.
Yeah, this is the latest list.
So we're basically reviewing what Comic Tom put out.
I know, but we're putting our slant on it, Alan.
Yeah. I get
we
that.
are much more professional and slick.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna give you the actual. Are these books worth anything? We're not gonna hype them up and say, "Oh, you got to buy them now. You got to sell your house, buy these books." No, we're not gonna give. We're gonna tell you what you should do. Okay.
It's flip, collect, forget, Alan.
Yeah,
okay.
One of those three.
So
and I'll randomly pick from a hat.
Okay, off you go. Avengers 11.
Okay. So so Avengers 11. I mean, it's a great book. I don't think there's any key significance except for it's a crossover between Spider-Man and the Avengers.
Yeah, it's a bit of it's one of those where it's got it's got quite a bit going for it. So it's the second appearance of Kang, the second appearance of Wonder Man, and the first meeting of Spider-Man and the Avengers. Yeah.
So to me, those are all secondary key issue things. You know what I mean? Like it's not like first appearance of Spider-Man or something like that. Lately I've been noticing that there's this weird trend of desperation. And the way it works is that Amazing Fantasy is a bit expensive. I will get his next appearance. Oh, his next appearance is really expensive. I'll get the third appearance.
Yeah, there is a bit of that going on. Some of these secondary keys are sort of going up in value as a result.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, to me, this is a good, I would say this is a good collect. I don't think it's a flip because it's going to be one of those ones with that slow trend. It's a book that everybody knows about. It's not like something that, it has like some thing that we didn't know about it before. So I think it's more of a collect where it's a steady increase over time.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good book because it's early Avengers, early Spider-Man, early Kang. Sure, it's got all those things going for it.
Yeah, for me, it's. I agree with you. It's not a flip. It's not suddenly going to go rocketing up in value, and you can sell it quickly at a profit. It's a slow burn one, isn't it? It's not going to lose money for you either. It's a fairly solid collect. Am I going to go out and search for it? No. But if it comes my way, if I see it in an auction at a nice price, I'd be tempted by it. So for me, it's a collect.
Yep, that's my feeling on it too. Okay. So
number 2. I think this is one you've got, Alan.
Yeah, I paid $2 for it, so it's one that I've had for quite some time.
I'll give you 4.
Yeah, actually mine's a pretty low grade though. It's I'd say it's a 4.0 kind of level. So yeah, I picked it up way back when in a dollar bin. They charged $2. not much of a dollar bin. I was upset about that, but I thought it was a cool cover because it was said Dracula, and it was a number 1, and I didn't know any better, so I figured, hey, might as well pick it up, $2. So this book, I actually think this book is both a collectible and a flippable. The reason I say that is it's been always kind of going up in value. It's one that people know about. It's the first appearance of Dracula.
Yeah.
It's one of those books that people know is going to go up over time. And it is one where there is a move, it seems, within the Marvel maybe TV sphere to do horror. That they're gonna release maybe there's gonna be the Werewolf by Night thing in like around Halloween, right?
Do you think Marvel are going to do horror well, or is it going to be all PG horror? It's because they don't do extreme, do they? I mean,
No.
I'm a bit worried. Dracula is a horror title. It should be horrific and it should be bloody. And are Marvel going to do that? They shy away from doing it most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, this could be one of, you could be right. I could be wrong about setting it and forgetting it and all that. I'd say forget it in this case. If you're right, if it's one of those things where, it kind of goes up because people are kind of waiting for it. And then when something comes out, it's just horrible. Then it could definitely drop significantly. But in a way, what I could see happening is that people get all excited about these shows. Like, we have given Marvel so many chances, so many chances to produce a good show, and they've kind of been very disappointing. And I think they'll announce it. They'll make it look cool. Like I thought the Werewolf by Night, Moon Knight trailer looked really impressive.
Yeah.
I was like all excited. It looks like it's going to be like action and coolness, and it was very disappointing. I thought the first couple episodes were okay though. But then we were kind of disappointed. And if you look at the Moon Knight spec, all the books that were related to it, they've dropped. They've kind of dropped. Yeah. But there was a point where you could have flipped it and you could have made money.
Yeah.
Dracula has that potential.
I think this is a flip.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about Dracula as a Marvel, MCU character. I think they'll do something like he's a detective in the New York Police Department, and it'll be NYPD Red. It's going to be, it's not going to be, all out horror, which is what Dracula needs. That's what it was. That's what it's created for. And I don't think they'll do that. So I think this is a buy it now, flip it when it's announced.
Trailer comes out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably reasonable. You kind of convinced me on that one.
Okay. Next one up. I put this on one of my spec lists.
Okay.
And here we go. It is Strange Tales 135. It's the first. It's the first Nick Fury agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. So it's his first time he appears as an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's also the first appearance of Hydra and the first appearance of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I picked this as a spec comic last year. Heavily undervalued, and now it's picking up, of course, because we're going to get Nick Fury in the Secret Invasion stuff, aren't we?
Yeah. This could be a pretty big book. I mean, I always thought Nick Fury was a great character. I don't know why this book was never very expensive. I picked it up for $20 and high grade.
Yeah, good. That was a good pickup. I mean, it has gone up. Well, it's more than that now. It's quite a lot more than that now.
Yeah.
But I think this is still pick upable. It's gone, but it has actually decreased in price. I checked this up on Go Collect just before we started, and this like a lot of books. This has gone down in the last 6 months.
Yeah, but it was probably overpriced last year, and then it's corrected.
Yeah. So I think this is a good collect. and a solid collect. You know, this has got a number of things going for it. To a certain extent, it's a bit like the first one in that it's, you know, it's not Nick Fury's first appearance, but it is Nick Fury, Agent of Shield's first appearance. It is the first appearance of Hydra, and it is the first appearance of Shield. So a fairly key comic.
Yeah, I actually consider this kind of Nick Fury's first appearance as well. Because you know, you got his first appearance is in Sergeant Fury and the Howling Commandos #1.
Yeah.
But this is where he gets his superpowers, if he had superpowers. You know what I mean? This is where he kind of becomes that character we all know.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a little different. It's kind of, to me, I consider it a kind of a first appearance of the modern Nick Fury. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say
it actually is going up. I mean, because of the, you know, they're now saying it's 8% over the annual average, you know, rather than it's gone up. It's a maximum price, you know. So, you know, it's
yeah, that I actually think that's really they're really desperate right now. I find to make it sound like, oh, this is a hot comic, this has gone up, and you know, they used to say, oh, record price.
Yeah, they can't do that very often now.
They can't do that anymore because there's no records being had.
Well, it's one or two, but they're few and far between.
Yeah.
So that brings us on to a regular offender here, a very blue chip book. I haven't got one. I'm not going to go out and get one because I think it's overpriced still.
I mean, has it come down? This one must have come down.
It did come down, yes, but I think it's steadied.
Yeah. In a way, I always felt like this book was over. Like, I would almost say this is a forget in a way, or at least
forget for me at the moment,
or remind me later.
Yeah, remind me later. Yeah, forget means forget for now, not forget forever.
Yeah.
You know, and look, it's struggling here. All these are out, you know, 4% higher than the average.
Yeah, which is nothing.
You know, which means
it's our, you know, it goes down 60% and then comes up a little bit. Yeah. You know, this is one of those books where I've seen people like, you know, they were showing on Comic Tom's channel, actually, strangely enough. You know, I think it was Golden Age Guru, and he had like 50 copies of it. You know, it's like it is a really common book. There's people just like, you know, hoarding it.
Yeah.
And whenever that happens, if there's ever a shift in the market, you know that the market, it's going to be like a flood of copies coming onto the market. So it's a great book, but it's one that can easily drop in price.
Yeah. Although, you know, first full appearance of Wolverine, we probably are going to get Wolverine in the market.
Oh yeah.
And when he comes,
this is a book long term.
Yeah, when he comes back, if they do it well, it will go up. And you know, X-Men is something Marvel can do well. You know, I'm not sure about them handling Dracula, but can they handle superheroes? Yes.
Yeah. They can.
So yeah. But for me, for the moment, it's a comeback. As you said, it's a forget for the moment. I think it's still too high for me. Next one I really like, and this is one I'd really like to have a copy of, but I can't stomach the price. It's Batman Adventures 12, first appearance of Harley Quinn, of course.
So I actually have this in a newsstand.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I was like, oh, hey, it's a newsstand. I bought it as if it was direct way back when, like a few years back.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, wait, it's a newsstand. It's worth like 50% more. It's pretty funny. So, I always like this book. Again, this is one where Harley Quinn's kind of hot right now in a way. Not just because of the live action, but because she has the cartoon series.
Well, not only that, but it's rumored that Lady Gaga is going to pick up the role of Harley Quinn in live action, which will be fantastic casting.
I'm a little bit nervous about that. You know what? I heard that it was going to be a musical.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So I was like a little bit nervous about that concept. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really know if it's I think it could be really cool. Yeah. So I don't know. It could be great. It could be fun. I don't know, but I'm not sure. So yeah, so I was a little bit nervous about that one. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot going for this book. It's always been a great book.
Yeah, for
DC
me, this
books
is
are
a
generally
collect.
underpriced.
This is a
Yeah,
collect. How many
yeah,
characters were introduced in this era and have now become almost, iconic characters? Very, very few. You know,
yeah.
Harley Quinn is one of the only characters, that's been introduced in the last 20, 30 years that's now a staple. And is
Mhm.
almost up there as one of the major DC characters.
Yeah,
second
she.
only to Batman and Superman.
Yeah, I would say she's the most well-known female villain. Villain. I'm not sure if she's like sort of an anti-hero, right?
Yeah, she's an
So
anti-hero, really. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. So I think she's like very recognized. This is a great book.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
What not to
Margot
like?
Robbie did a fantastic job of portraying Harley Quinn in the movies. She,
Yeah,
she just
yeah.
really, really did a good job, and following that is going to be difficult. But I
Mhm.
think Lady Gaga could definitely do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that was number 5.
Okay, so
So
we're gonna do 5 more on your channel then,
we are.
and yeah, it should be good. So yeah, so these books, you got to be careful. Just as aside that don't get caught in the FOMO. So a lot of these books, at least to me, these are the first 5 that we've done. There's no FOMO there in a way. These are all well-known books. We're going to be okay. If you buy them now and you pay over, because there's a little bit of hype around it, you'll probably be okay in the long term. But try to always get it when it's not hyped. Right now, anything that's on this list is really maybe in a way a forget, just because it's on the list. Um, you know, that's just my extra two
Yeah,
cents.
I mean, all of those, well, I got one of them. The others I'd quite like to have. Am I going to go out and pay fair market value for them? No, but I wait for comics to come to me.
Yeah.
I like getting things well under fair market value. So,
Mm-hmm.
if I find them in one of my, little searches around, and again, I can get them for well under fair market value, all of those I'd pick up. Um, you know, 20-30% less than fair market value, I'd grab them.
Yeah. That's a good way of thinking. Okay, so thanks again, Mark. We'll watch part 2. I actually think part 2 is going to be more interesting because we'll be beyond the technical difficulties and forgetting what we're doing difficulties, and we'll also have different books. I think usually the ones that are lower on the list to me are more interesting
Yeah.
because they're the ones that are kind of like a little bit more different. I guess would
Yeah.
be the. So yeah, so everyone go over to Mark's show, click the link below or in the description. Bye for now.
Bye.